All right. Feet together. Let's take a bow. All right. Feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, hips tucked. And let's start. Owl gazes backwards. Just open up the chest. Oh, and back. Other side. Like before, wider stance. Don't have to go too low. Just sit, hips are tucked, shoulders relaxed. And bring your hands in. Good amounts of spring in your legs, so you extend. Other side. Again, the simple version of the bear shaking its tail, so we're just going to swoop around. Go to middle and other side. All right. We're just trying to wake up the spine and wake up the body. I'm not going too crazy. On another side. You don't need to bend too far back. And then let's do one complete rotation. And another. And back to center. Good. One. Now, bring the feet back together. And now, starting knees bent, hips tucked, and bend forward. Oh. Come back up. Hands on kidneys, lean back. And again. Back up. Hands on kidneys. And again. Get back up. Get up. Kidneys lean back. Oh. Now, swinging from foot to foot. So same thing. Straighten the legs. Roll down. And back to center. Roll the spine, hands on kidneys, lean back. And back to center. Oh. Carry the tiger. Reach up. Oh. Open the chest. Squat. Hold. Basic posture. And drop. Hold. And balance. Shift, turn. So all the way down rear leg, no weight on the front foot. Knees bent, hips are tucked. And face front. Shift, turn. Face front. Shift, turn. Pick up the knee. Drop the foot. Face front. Shift, turn. Pick up the knee. And drop. Face front. Shift. Turn. Get the hands in. And drop. Face front. Shift. Turn. And drop. Face front. So, doing a short warm up because I want to make sure that we have time to spend looking at the first one. So, we're going to go straight into play the peep-up. And forehead to the knee. And sweep up. And face front. Shift. Turn. And hold. 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 Now horse stance. And squat. Push the knees apart. Sit up. Bear shaking its tail. Turn, sweep. Look over the shoulder. Back to sit. Turn, sweep. Look. And back to center. Oh. 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 Oh, one last one. Oh. Oh. And finally squat. Goes down. And shift. And shift. Toes up. And shift. And back to center. Walk the feet. All right, so let's take a quick look again at the first Duan. Again, just skimming over it for now, just to give you a sense of the shape of it. Again, first Duan is just the first section of the entire open hand form. Right, the open hand form is split into 3 sections: first, second, and third. First Duan, second Duan, third Duan. And each section essentially is an increase in complexity. Right? So 13 posture introduces the whole mechanics, the grammar of Tai Chi, and the Duans really are how you use that grammar. So the thing to look out for are the variations that you recognize from the 13 postures. So first one, remember we start here. So actually starts exactly like 13 postures, right? Boom, 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 and then turn to the diagonal. Foot, turn to the diagonal. Circle the arms, sweep the elbow, push, step back, jab, close the left side of the body, knife hand, turn. Then we're going just like 13 postures. Press the Ferris tail, seal it closed, shift forward, look left, step left to the other diagonal. Again, grasp the sparrow's tail, seal it closed, and then we drag down to the cardinal direction, face front, single whip. Right, we talked about before, single whip. And then to the diagonal, drag down, elbow, but this time we're going up with the arms, shoulder, and then sit forward, your transition. Drag down, elbow, shoulder. And then here we have a kick, step through strike, step back, and white crane spreads its wings. Continues, just want to quickly hit, so this is what we saw last time. Quickly hit one thing, the transition after the shoulder strike, into drag down. Now we start seeing how there's actual fighting ideas that are put into the Duans, right? Because after shoulder strike, this here, right? This you can see is it's a throw, throw, but it comes as if it was a transition. So we're going to see a lot of that, right? Movement that seem to just be these weird kind of arm sweeps, turning into places, are really, if you think in terms of shoulder strike, you're solidly in the guy's space, because if you're using your shoulder to actually strike, that means the guy's right in front of you, you're in his space, you grab here, you turn the hips, pick up that knee and lift, right? So you go boom, and we throw. And then we turn, and then we drop. Boom. So simple things, wrestling techniques. Wrestling, turn. And right, we have the elbow, shoulder, and then here, block, kick, step, turning the body, strike, step back. White crane spreads its wings. And then, from white crane, we find again, brush knee, play the pipa, just like 13 postures. So there's a lot of repetition in that sense. Then turn to front, brush knee, play the pipa, just like 13 postures. Brush knee, so then we go to the rear, play the pipa. And then we turn front diagonal, drag down, twist the joint, just like 13 postures, but this time we rise up, sweep to the side, cock back, punch, sit back, push. Again, that transition. Here's that transition, drag down, step through, twist the joint, step through, sweep to the side, cock back, punch, sit back, push, and back to front. And we've done carry the tiger. And that's the first one, right? So as you can see, there's literally bits of the 13 postures in it. It's almost like you take the 13 postures and just expand it. And you add either variations or brand new moves. So learning the first Duan is taking the 13 postures, then adding to it. And then the second Duan is taking the first section, then really expanding it. Introduce a whole different directions and all sorts of things. Notice that the first Duan is still fairly linear, right, in terms of what we do. Second Duan is much more diagonal stuff. Third Duan, it's all over the place, and you're just kind of twirling around it. It's also much longer. Notice also the kick. So we have the first kick, the first Duan. The second Duan, we have higher kicks. In the third Duan, we have the highest kicks, and we have crescent kicks and things like that. So there's also progression in terms of complexity and difficulty and all sorts of things. The fun part of the first Duan really is to start using what you've learned in the 13 postures to interpret and understand what's happening in the first Duan and the subsequent Duans, right? Because it becomes a puzzle. It's like learning a new language. You're now exposed to a new phrase. Okay, well, how does that fit in what we've learned in the 13 postures? What words, what grammatical pieces are you using to construct? Clearest is single whip. Right? You start asking the question, what the hell is this? And remember, from the 13 postures, we have essentially 8 words that we're using, right? We have the 4 major move and the 4 minor move. So we have push, press, we have ward off, and roll back are the 4 main ones. And then we have the 4 that are variations of these 4s, which is yank or pluck. We have twist the joint, we have shoulder strike, and we have elbow strikes. Right? So that's our 8. So I've gone over this before, but so you can start thinking of how is a move like this composed of these 8 moves, right? I'll roll back, pluck to the side, push, push. This is roll back, pluck, push, right? And what you're changing are the directions, and depending on the direction that you use, your body is expressing each of these 8 pieces, each of these 8 moves or qualities in a different way because you're expressing it in different directions. So this pluck to the side as opposed to pluck down, right? Pluck, pluck. They're basically the same quality of energy, but expressed in different directions. That's the whole point of the first one. It's literally to go, hey, here are variations. Here are other ways that you can use the 8 moves that you've learned in the 13 postures, and you can expand how they're being expressed. All right, so that's the real value of the first one. It's also where you start really seeing the first kind of martial side of Tai Chi, where it's like it's clear that there are things that are strikes, that are attacks, that are right throws and things like that. Right? Grab, turn, pick. That's a throw. You just drop the guy on his head. Things like that. So this is where we see Tai Chi as the martial art that is at its root. So having said all that, let's go back and do the 13 postures. And keeping in mind so that as you do the 13 postures, seeing if you can not isolate, because everything needs to be connected. See if you can name and recognize the qualities that you of all the moves. Because remember, even in the 13 postures, we're creating moves out of the 8 basic energies, right? So drag down, for example, which is here, right? That's drag down. That whole move, this whole move here is drag down. Well, that's roll back, pluck, push. So it's built out of 3 of our basic energies. And that's how you build everything within Tai Chi. So as we do the 13 postures, see if you can, in your own mind, just be clear about the quality that you generated. See if you can name it so that you can, like, oh yeah, roll back, pluck, or yank, push. So that in your own head, there's clarity, there's precision to what you're doing. And so then when you do the first one, you can go through and keep naming, oh, you recognize it. Okay, what is this? And then once you start recognizing each move, you'll start seeing parallels between what you've already done before and what seems to be new is actually something that should be somewhat familiar. Okay, 13 postures. So, feet together, toes together. And ho. Ho. To the diagonals, foot section. Twist. Elbow strike. Shoulder. Central equilibrium. And then ward off. Roll back. Back. push, press. So pluck, twist, elbow, shoulder, central equilibrium. Ward off, roll back, and push, press. Double X. Down. Twist. Up. And face front. So that was fast, but I found that it's easier when you go a little faster to have a better sense of each energy, because when you go too slow, it's easy to kind of lose track of what energy you're working on, because it becomes disconnected. So it's possible to do Tai Chi faster. You can do it very slow, very fast, in the middle. You would just want to do it with enough slowness that you're not moving faster than your brain. That's the real thing. So that every time that you're moving, you're in complete control and you're completely aware of what you're doing. That's the limit of the speed that you should go. But getting the sense of the momentum is also good. Like to get a real sense of what the transition from elbow and shoulder, and have that sense of weight behind it can be also very useful. All right, things like okay. Celestial Tiger. Since we're here, might as well. So let's repeat that 3 times. So shit. Oh. Palms down. Shit. Oh. Palms up. Shit. Oh. Fingers up. Shit. Oh. Palms up. Shit. Oh. Pointing up. Shit. Oh. Drop the arms up in the chest of the heavens. Oh. Reach back. Shit. Oh. Shit. Oh. Shit. Oh. Shit. Oh. Shit. Oh. Shit. Oh. 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 Hands on the belly. And feet together. To the side. And take it back. All right. HiddenTaiChi.com. Join the newsletter to really get all the information. Once a month, you get fun stuff. Also, teacher training if you want. Reach out to me, Chris at HiddenTaiChi.com. Ciao. Have a good day.